Oh, oh, hello, my sweets. Oh, won't you come with me? There's oh so much to show in this grim dark distillery. So if you like bullshit or want some hobby tips, this nightmare priest nigh unbinary hell world magnificent welcomes you. Hello, my sweets. Apologies for my voice. I'm still sick, but it's wonderful to see you all. I'm gonna go blow my nose real quick. I'm gonna leave this microphone right here. I got the stuffy sound. It's true. I'll be right back. I gotta blow my nose. Okay. Okay. I think I'm good now. I'm very relatable if you're sick. I'm sorry to hear you are sick, possum. So I have got a lot of stuff to talk about. It's been busy a couple days. I did these little sketches yesterday because I was trying to figure out, hey, I wanted to do, I'm less stuffy now though, just coughing up that crud. Yep, I feel that. So got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. I'm trying to think of where to start. First, foremost, I think this week during the morning hobby hang, I'm going to do some little sculpts, probably on like a 60 millimeter base. Also, yeah, I cut the shit out of my finger yesterday. Not fun. Not fun. But I think I'm good now. Also, I'm a little out of practice on this. Sorry, guys. But like, I need practice to yap. But yeah, so pretty much I think I'm going to be doing some little sculpts of a Christmas kitty. These are just some little sketches I did. And of Krampus. So I'm going to try to keep them down to like 2-hour sculpts. Because I definitely want them to be more something that people that want to buy my stuff or want to support my art can afford easily, easier. So probably just do 2-hour sculpts. They're not going to be as hyper detailed, but yeah, little 60 millimeters, little dreadnought sized. 60 millimeters is just a good size base. You can put a pretty big little monster on there. So just kind of, I was just brainstorming some ideas about how I'm going to do that. We might start working on that today. We'll probably start working on that today. I was gonna say I might. I had a whole lot of things to discuss, but yeah, so we're gonna get to that. Where else are we? Big news. So I was invited, and I'm excited. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have a sip of coffee before I do this. Got to keep the anticipation. Gotta keep the anticipation going. Little would be like a 25 or 28. I know. So that's the thing is like with sculpting. Good morning, Shankly. Good to see you. I just spoke to you a little bit ago. So, Shanks. As far as big news, I got invited to be part of an art gallery in January in Brooklyn. And I'm really excited about it. Look at me doing art shows and stuff. I'm really excited. It's being put on by Martin McCoy, who most of you all should know, and I love him. I love him so much. And Shane, Shane Brockman, the blind man, on Instagram. Do you need a roadie? I'm not sure. I'm not saying no. I think Kelly and I are actually going to fly there, but I'm not completely certain. Yeah, no, I love Martin. If you're like, hey, I want to talk to someone who can cut you to your core, by like how kind they are, that it's like disarming, that's Martin. I mean that in the most positive way I can. He's such a sweet and kind person that it's strange when you meet him because you're just like you're just so nice. He just has a very super positive aura. I'm an aura guy now. I got sick and now I'm all about auras. But yeah, so with that, I'm going to introduce. It's going to be the first thing I do to make anything for the setting that I've been working on for a hot minute, called This Wretched Inheritance. And I can go ahead and I wrote. So with the piece, here's a sketch I did of it. Here is what it is going to essentially be made in. So I'm going to be working on this very, very, very hard for the next month. I'm going to put these boxes down. God, so many boxes. Those are going to be good for a little memento mori. So it was very heartbreaking to talk with him about Moss Weave at another Dice Fest. It's great to see him kind of doing stuff with it again. Oh yeah, no, I absolutely adore all of his Moss Weave stuff. I mean, one of my favorite pieces that I have is the print from him. It's hanging in our bedroom. It's the only thing I've ever paid to have framed, and it looks so fucking sick. But yeah, so this is it's a flower stand, and I've been holding on to it. I've got two flower stands that I've been holding on to for a hot minute because, and if you build any terrain, war goose. Yeah, there is definitely a war goose in that print, and I fucking love it. This is made of aluminum, I believe. I believe this is aluminum. It's very fucking thin. Like, it's very lightweight, but it's very, 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 very sturdy. Which means that it'll be good for terrain. That's why I've been saving it. The other one that I've got is round up at the top. It doesn't have a square and they meet in triangles. And while I do like that, I don't think it'll be the best for this. But essentially I've already put a little base down there. Not much done. But I also drug out a whole bunch of my shit and I started making some sketches. So essentially aluminium, as they say, as the Brits say, isn't it? Aluminium. I really like that aluminium and aluminum. It's not so much that they are like, oh, one's right and one's wrong. Like, they're two different words for the same thing that came up around the same time. So honestly, either is correct. And aluminium, I do believe, is actually spelled closer to aluminium than it originally was as aluminum. God, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cough again. Well, I haven't coughed yet, but I'm gonna have to cough. I'll be right back, and then we'll get to this. That's a big meat grinder. I'm gonna leave on that. Oh God. I'm dying. I'm too sick. Okay. And I might be mistaken about that statement on where aluminum and aluminium came from, but I don't think I am, because I'm pretty sure I looked it up, because after having enough people mention things aluminium, I was like, well, I gotta look that up. So this, I'm pretty excited about this. I've been holding on to this for a while. I have so much shit that I've been hoarding, which, man, I have so many things to talk about. But so this is the inside of a not a fan, air purifier, I believe. I believe this was an air purifier. If it wasn't, then it was just a fan. No, this is just a fan. This is from the inside of a tower fan, and I took most of the parts as well. This is going to go in the center. Essentially, this central point right here. Also, I saved this. We're going to have a talk about this. This is not good. This is bad. Bad, Eli. So, this area is going to be, okay, well, I'll start at the bottom. We'll start at the bottom, start at the beginning. So pretty much the very ground floor, it's going to have a couple doors walking into it. This is going to be mud, blood, dirt kind of floor with supporting pillars holding up a graded floor, quite a bit high off the ground. And there's also going to be some creepy cleanup crew kind of crawling around up here, keeping stuff tidy. The second floor is going to be where the meat grinder is. So there are 3 levels within this section that are going to have grading floors. It's also slanted on the inside of its construction. So essentially this is a giant meat blood funnel. This giant spinning blade just grinding constantly. And there are definitely going to be little things provided that pop up and whatnot out of floors, little hatches, to encourage the pushing of each other into this big fan. The pipes down here, obviously collect everything, and that's just repurposed to make more little meat people. And then of course the very top floor is just a, hey, you made it through the grinder, now here's a little fight to the death to just, wet your palate before you go upstairs and get to actually see the sky for the first time in your life. And yeah, this is the first piece that I've done that I'm planning on finishing for this Wretched Inheritance. This is a zoomed in section of the world of Togram, the Lord of Gore, the only godling that is still active. If you all would like, I did write a introduction, which I can read that to give you a little bit idea of this Wretched Inheritance and the state of the world that we are picking up on. I think it's pretty good, but this is going to be the little piece that essentially accompanies this document. I'm going to read that to you. Initially, my debate was, do I want to show this, which is much more akin to where I think showing this is better, because this actually leads into, oh hey, playing games, that kind of stuff, as opposed to just simply an art piece that's war building like this. This could literally be a board, and I like that. So yeah, the initial thought though was either A, do this, or B, make a spacecraft, an object. In the world of this Wretched Inheritance, there is a object floating in space. It is in geosynchronous orbit. It just perpetually kind of rotates the planet. And it is essentially a hell on earth in heaven. So, ignore my sickness, and I will read the little accompanying blurb that I've written to pretty much give an idea of what you're looking in on this. So, it goes as follows. Thought message received from unknown object. To you that has come upon this world, let it be a lesson. Before you stands my work. I was no god, just the last of my kind left. Now I am far less than even that. As the ignorant and blind killed our host organism and diluted the value of their former species down to pounds of raw material to be spent, I planned. I worked. When the world was stripped of everything, I helped the overlords find their escape. They sought their life eternal, and now they have it. This grand escape craft, forever trapped in this world's orbit, its systems powered by the raw matter of their former physical bodies, maintains their conscious minds indefinitely. Eternal life. Their forms recycled and rebuilt to the passing of days above the world they killed, always watching, never able to turn a blind eye again. What you will find below is likely no better sight. The colossal structure that sent this vessel into orbit was far more than its passengers knew. It was built to strike into the very core of our world at its weakest point. Its payload was all that would be needed to begin life on another world. The counterpressure, calculated to deliver the vessel before you into its geosynchronous orbit. A mind is governed by many things. I split mine into 3 equal parts. I gave them what they needed to be the godlings you now see below. My kindness, my savagery, and my dreams made manifest. If they can agree to let this world start again on its own accord, they will find the means to do so before them. Where I gave new life to this world, they can seek to do so again. See for yourself what these godling children of mine have made of this wretched inheritance. I think it's pretty good. I think maybe aluminum came first, ever so slightly, but I don't recall. I think you were correct, Possum. But yeah, so that's just a little accompanying piece to give a little bit of background and a little bit of lore to what this is when you're looking in at it. I'm pretty happy with it, but yeah. What the? Very cool. That rules, Eli. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. Where the heck? So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to, one, move forward with this, just because I've wanted to make something for my own setting for a long time. And along with that, I've just been fleshing out a few more things regarding that. I cleaned up a fuck ton of the shop in the past. Margot! Hello, princess. Well, looks like we got a visitor. Hi, Margot. Dad, did you spend 20 minutes talking about what you thought was going to take 2 hours? Kinda. I'm sick. My time's not really as well as it is, planned as it could be. So here's Jumbo. She's gonna. Now we have the state of the distillery address, and the Overlord Margot will speak to the people. Hello, my subjects. There, now you can't see it's me talking. Hello. You smell good. You smell very good. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Well, they all said hello, Margot. All right, I'm going to put you down. I'm kind of surprised you're not getting angry yet. Don't show me to them. Don't do it. Okay, so what else did I do, Eli? Well, I cleaned up. I'm gonna have to figure this out. We're probably gonna be doing this tomorrow or some other time this week. But I cleaned and I set up the paint area. Shit, I don't know. Can I switch to my phone? Let's see. I don't want to try to fuck with that right now. I don't want to mess that up and then mess up the stream. I will do a video showing a tour. That's been one of the big things I've been trying to do. I cleaned up the whole thing and it's just like, man, Kelly's like, oh yeah, it looked really good. And then like, now it just looks crazy. And she's like, yeah, in 5 minutes, I can absolutely destroy this whole place again. It will look like shit. I just have to open one box and just start digging. Yeah, I've got all my paints pretty much set up. I've been printing out. Hey, also key point here. If you're like, I just bought some printers to be printing models and terrain and stuff. Oh, I've got a whole bunch of PETG. I don't think I'm going to be using that for anything. Maybe I'll just print like tiles and shit out of it. Don't do that. That's stupid. Use it to print practical shit, which is what I should have been doing. But with all that said, I printed out little poop buckets for Grebo and Greblin. So now when they dispel waste, it no longer just goes in the floor or behind them. It now is easy to collect, which means that I can keep it cleaner over there. This is a honeycomb wall. Essentially, you put this on the wall almost like pegboard. And then there are infinite little things that you can print that will hold different things. The main reason I did this was because of paints. So I've printed a couple at this point. This is the one that I cut the shit out of my hand yesterday. And it wasn't even its fault, it was mine, which is why also we got a vise on the desk now. I'm just keeping a vise here because I need to use it. Otherwise, I'm going to cut my hand again. So essentially this black part is one of the many little paint holders that I have printed over the years. I just added some legs to it. I'm not going to be getting any more this size because they no longer make the bottle this size. So I needed something to hold my old Turbo Dorks until, I've used them and I've replaced them with the big ones. So now at this point, I've got pretty much everything in the paint area set up. I've got another space for that camera or the other camera that's just like it, as well as my little prompt screen. I can now put it in there, and there's a spot for me to put my laptop. So all the things to use that and show you guys what's going on in there are now done. Yay, we did it. Necropolis. Let's talk about that, because I really wanted to work on Necropolis. Pretty much the next month, because it is now just December. Man, fuck. Time flies, BB. So, because I've got a month, I need to finish more time. I need to do my art submission, or my piece. I need to do my piece for the gallery. So those are going, I mean, the number one is going to be my art piece. The more time stuff, we definitely are going to be able to finish in that time period. And then we are going to do sculpting for either I'm going to try to do, I wanted to do like a week of just like, oh, hey, I'll sculpt some little Christmas kitties. I'll sculpt some little Krampuses. And then we'll probably either do commissions for a little bit, or B, that's probably it. So this week's going to be sculpting stuff. I'll have that up for sale. Just going to be quick little sculpts. The week after that, I'm probably going to do commissions for a little bit. Probably a week. I'll probably allow a week worth of commissions. That'll put me to, God, I hate being sick. Yeah, so like the 12th. The 12th will be when I get back to not doing that. So, cool. 8:25. Wow, I feel like we had so much more to talk about. Oh yeah, this. So those of you that are observant might remember this being teal. It was teal. It broke right here. I did not know that once that's broken, essentially, you can take the whole thing apart, which also made me realize that the mechanism that tightens this is not in the top of the handle. It's still right here. This is all one piece. This does not turn. The actual tightening mechanism is right here. All they did was change where you turn that by, but then it is also covered with this. Now, the reason that I saved this is because once that cracked, the stability of this knife went to absolute dog shit. Wherever I would apply pressure would cause the blade to go in the opposite direction. So I just wanted to take a moment to show that to everyone. In the event that you do have an XL knife, make sure that you keep an eye around the edges of both ends. Because if that breaks, it is now no longer safer than an X-Acto knife. It is actually even more dangerous than one, because you now are going to be loosening the blade every time you apply pressure, just like you would on an X-Acto. However, it's also got this counter space now where the plastic has been broken, or I think this is plastic. I'm pretty sure that's plastic. Yeah, where this is broken, that is going to allow pressure to go the opposite direction, which is, it's just a compound issue. It's going to lead to loosening by itself, just because there's now area for it to move, and two, slipping. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I showed that, because I thought, hey, I almost got hurt. This is not what I got hurt on. I got hurt on this. If you had Zonasol down for How Did Eli Cut His Hand, you get one jelly bean or one RedWetSkeleton point. Yeah, it sucked. I hurt myself a lot with this thing. And the main reason is because I often try to do stupid things like hold it with my hand and cut, as opposed to putting it in a fucking vise, even though I have many. So yeah, don't cut shit with a razor saw without a vise. A lot of you probably already know that. I thought I knew that, but it sucked. I didn't need stitches, or I'm not getting them. Let me rephrase that. If it was any deeper, I think I would have had to have gotten stitches. I'm going to have to cough and blow my nose, and then we're going to be productive. Possum, Shankly, anyone else who is here that wants to have a say in things. What are you guys feeling today? Do you guys want to start on the Krampusing and the Christmas catting, or do we want to do one final day of working on them cat boys? For the Krampuses, I feel like I'm going to need... This is where I was. I was like, do I want to scratch build them entirely sculpted, or do I want to try and maybe be able to put out something a little bit better by utilizing bits, specifically that skull. There's a skull that I really like, and I use it for damn near everything. But printing out one of those and using it for the head of Krampus and sculpting onto that would save a lot of time, but it would now no longer be a completely sculpted thing. So I kind of wanted to get your opinions on that. 1, do we use the skull? Do we not? 2, do you guys want to start on Krampus and Christmas cats today, or do you want to do a little Catboy Mordheim stuff before we get hard into the Krimbim? I'm going to blow my nose and cough. I would love your opinions. And I love you. I do love Mordheim. All right, we'll do Mordheim because, yeah, that gives me one more day. So that's 4 days. 4 days of sculpting Krimbus. That sounds good to me. 4 days of Krimbus. That's great. That's a great day, huh? Huh? Krimbus. Sorry, I'm yelling. Hopefully it's not too loud. Krimbus. Yeah, it's not too loud, right? Yeah, let's do that. Oh shit, we got cutting mat on cutting mat on cutting mat, baby. I'm not your dom. I can't tell you what to do. It wasn't, I'm not asking you to tell me what to do. I'm asking, what do you guys want? I want to make sure that you all are, I want to make sure you're good. I want to make sure you're taken care of. So yeah, I made a good amount of progress on there. I was getting ready to say, I wonder, oh yeah, Forge World, yeah. I only have one thing at Forge World right now that I can grab, but yeah, I can say Forge World's assembly can be very, very, very shitty. This thing has taken a hot minute. Lots of green stuff. That's Adam's green stuff. I didn't do that. That's all green, baby. No epoxy sculpt in there. He did clean that up quite a bit. And then these are prints. I don't think. Yeah, I started messing around with getting the legs in place and whatnot. Huh. I didn't realize there was some photo etch in there. This is a Warhound Titan. It was a gift from the Wires many moon ago, and I still need to put it together. But that's the thing. I already have ideas for it, but the crew that I normally played with, I have to stay focused on a game long enough to actually like put forth the effort on that. But it is a Warhound Titan. It's big. It's big. I'm excited to make it. It's going to be real fucked up. It's going to accompany my Emperor's Children. Little lore for you guys. Warhounds. They used to be squadroned in the old days before the heresy. Now they operate in packs of 2 because the Legio Mortis and their Warhounds specifically, and probably a few others, but especially Legio Mortis, when they went to Terra, they just did war crimes. They just went to like the civilian population and just didn't do shit with like the palace. They just went just slaughtering everybody. So yeah, that's gonna be one of the ones that I make. It'll be good to hang out with all my little Emperor's children. Alrighty, I think I already showed that. Yeah, my little knobbies came in. Little knobs. So I'm not on that. I'm not on that Allen wrench grind anymore. I'm gonna do some real crazy shit real quick, and I'm gonna swap out this lens. Do not go crazy. Don't worry, my sweets. This is only the beginning. One second. Look at us. Not only did we finally open up that other camera, now we're fucking swapping out lenses and shit. I'm wondering what nights to do for my True Mechanicum. Oh man. Oh. Well, I've got a couple favorites. The Atropos is great. Atropos is great. Anything that's kind of built on a Lancer chassis, or sorry, Cerastus. Cerastus Knights are definitely the choice. The one that has a giant flamethrower is always rad, and I'm pretty sure it also has a giant chain sword or chain fist. You can't go wrong with a chain fist, and you can't go wrong with a monstrous flamethrower. I can't stress. Right now I've got a Vulcan Mega Bolter. I think it's a Vulcan Mega Bolter and a plasma gun. Plasma blaster, plasma cannon, whatever. The giant plasma gun. It looks just like a plasma gun. For my Warhound. But I really kind of want to have a flamethrower because I love burning things. And I love fire templates, especially the one that's like this big. It's good template. But I also like that really big Apocalypse template. So, who's to say? Yeah, no. Man, that was so quick switching this lens. Alrighty, my sweets. What is the next thing for today? So we got a bunch. I don't know. I kind of like him only having one eye. It's pretty rad. Man, I forgot all the fun things we did with these little kitties. Oh boy. But I am gonna snip. I want to play a game that is only templates and charts. Oh. Well, my good friend, that would be Battlefleet Gothic. And a little bit of Titanicus. Titanicus has a lot of charts and a lot of templates. God, we just need to play Titanicus. I'm so excited for it. I'm just so excited already. So this ear, we need to trim that. But I'm trying to get the angle right. Do we need to trim it or do we need to sculpt up and make that bigger? I feel like either could be an option. But trimming it is what we went with. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. Okay. How about you? Oh my goodness. You also need a little ear trim. These silly kitties. Fuck. Where the hell did that ear go? Here it is. No templates, but Battletech has all the charts. Hell yeah. Oh man. Yeah. Shankly, I can't stress enough. I am so pumped to play Titanicus. And I have everything that we need. We just need to paint it. But I got everything that I needed for 2 people to play. I could zoom out for my Cold to the Herring song for Battlefleet. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I have a lot of Battlefleet Gothic, sorry. I have a lot of Battlefleet Heresy stuff printed. Because that is specifically what I really wanted to play. I put a good amount of time, a good amount of time into coming up with ideas for a 40K like ongoing campaign that spans multiple different games, all dealing with the same like kind of scenario. I essentially wanted to hey, here is this planet. This planet is being fought over. I wanted to be able to have games that were Zone Mortalis, Battlefleet Gothic, Adeptus Titanicus, regular 30K, as well as either Epic or Legionis. Is it? Whatever the new Epic is. I don't remember. Imperial Legions, I think that's it. But, so yeah, I have a metric fuck ton. This shelf, like, all this is just Titans. I've got two Warlords, four Reavers, one Warbringer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Warhounds, two of the Acheron Knights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Lancers, and then 3, 6, 9 regular Knights. So I have a banner of Knights and then 2 mana pools. So we have everything. Oh, I could do my mechanic. Yeah, you could. And I'd love that. I also have transfers for Legio Mortis and Legio Tempestus, which are they are 2 members of the Triad Mogulus, the 3 oldest legions. So they really are, when I think of like, oh, hey, Siege of Terra, who's duking it out? It's those 2. The Fire Wasps, I said Tempestus. Is that Legio Tempestus? The Fire Wasps? It's Fire Wasps and the Death Heads. And then, of course, I have every book that they have printed because why wouldn't I buy all 8 books for the one game? I'm going to cough and blow my nose again. Also, I just drank all my coffee. And then we're going to get to these cat boys. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of practice, but I've missed you guys. It's good to talk. This is the most I've talked in days. You can tell because of how it's treating my lungs. Oh. One last thing before I sit down and start doing the sculptins. Quick reference sheets. Fuck. So yeah, this is page 86 of the 1490 rulebook. I printed it out and then I inked all the lettering that was colored because I've only got a black and white printer. But I think it actually looks good. So I've got 4 of these. Oh yeah, and also I did the back. Mowgli, welcome. But yeah, so that's a little reference card. It'll be good. Thank you, Shankly. It'll look good, I think, and it'll be handy for playing. So that was the main thing that I was trying to accomplish, was having all of the classes. They have their cards. They're on pretty good card stock. This is essentially the old player cards for Dark Souls, the board game. And then 2 of them were tiles. But I'm never going to play that, so I cut them up. And then they have this nice little back on them. Again, taken from the 1490 rulebook. I'm in the book, no big deal. I'll have my people call your people. Hell yeah. Bye, Shankly. Weird, I got a notification this morning. I don't know. Why does it do those things? But yeah, I was, the goal is to try and get it to where we don't have to flip through the book as much when I'm presenting games. That's obviously a goal while playing, but especially when presenting. Also, We talked about this the other day, and I forgot where they were. But these are the little press molds that I made. So I'll go ahead and show those. What did you eat for Thanksgiving? Mowgli. So yeah, we got a couple different little press molds here. Let me see if I can find the right pieces. That's a back. Yeah. So there's one. This makes little skeleton from Warcry. Then I've got some turbines. These are the turbines off of a drop pod. Another little skelly, and more turbines. But those are the little pre-made molds that I had as far as using green stuff before it goes bad. If I don't want to try to store it. I slept all day. I'm expecting steak or something. All day, and then ate top ramen and grilled cheese. That sounds so fucking good. Yeah, I was sick, so Kelly went to her parents for Thanksgiving. I stayed home, and she brought me back a plate. But I'm a hermit, so it's okay. But yeah, I'm really excited about the art show. I feel like it's a big step towards where I want to be, what I want to do. I'm excited. Makes me feel like an artist. What? Anything else? Do we need anything else before I sit down? I don't think so. Yeah, I did so much shit that I need to show, but it's just like, I don't have the camera set up. I'm going to learn how to do the thing with the camera that you can walk around and show shit. So that's on the list. But the shop, the distillery, it's coming together. We got a tower down here now, so Jumbo can hang out with us. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, let's do the damn thing. More of a shrimp packet guy myself. Creamy chicken flavor ramen. Hell yeah. Okay, like chicken flavor ramen. Ooh. 1-to-1 ratio. So you take your shoe off and you're just like, that's ramen. I would like to see that in a test. Yes. Yes, that is correct. Well, that's a fun game. Creamy chicken is my go-to, but Oriental is pretty good. I've not had Oriental ramen in so long. I've pretty much only had beef and chicken ramen for like years now at this point. Oh yeah, I worked on Tim's thing a little bit. I did that whenever I was sick, trying to. So pretty much I went in and I have started to blend a lot of the rough areas. I'm gonna do more work on that, but we're gonna finish this. I'm gonna mail that off to Tim. He's a good boy. He needs a Christmas present. So, alrighty. I'm gonna need some gloves. It's 8:47. Note the time. I asked my girl. That's not my only test, which is just chicken and shrimp put together. Oh, really? Okay. I didn't know that. She was concerned. I like that. I also like the possibility of opening up like a game show where you have someone blindfolded and you're just like, okay, what is this? And they're like, oh, that's ramen. And then you're like, okay, open your eyes. And it's just Mowgli's shoe. And they're just like, that sounds like a fun thing. I came up with a bunch of designs and I've been messing around with editing them and whatnot and getting better at that for shirts and what have you. Johnny, I believe, has finished the Distillery logo, which is Timothy Chalamet. That's fucking good. Timothy Chalamet. That's good. Man. Would Timothy Chalamet be Calumet, the dragon? I think that's a pretty it just flies in and fucks your shit up. And you don't even have to deal with it. I don't know what I mean by all that. I'm not trying to throw shade at the Chalamet. I'm just saying, I do like that. I like trying to take that apart. What are we saying with that? Calamet's a bitch, though. I'll tell you that. He's got a pretty angular face. He does have a pretty angular face. The King is fucking great. I really enjoyed the King. It's slow burn, but if you like stuff like that, it's good. Trying to think. What did we watch last night? Oh, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. Kelly had never seen that. That had gotten discussed somewhere, and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, we gotta watch that. So, you, my little friend, are probably the first one. I hate Timothy Chalamet. Bad actor. What? I don't know if I'd say he's a bad actor. I don't know if I'd argue that he's a great actor. He's an actor. I enjoyed the Chalamet. Probably not Junkhead. It wasn't Junkhead. I'm sorry. We were sick. I want to make... bag of dicks. It's okay. It was a small stab. Right there. Did it even cut the glove? That doesn't make any sense. I got poked. Anywho, if you have to see him act well, I don't know about that. I think he's pretty good. But now, I enjoyed him in The King. He was good in The King. But, So pretty much, we're just going to be fixing these little arms. I'm going to shave down some of the parts that are a little bit thicker. I'm also going to take these out because we're not going to... Feels like they are just pumping out Timothy Brainrod. Aw, well, he has been in a lot of stuff recently. How did you all feel about the second Dune? I don't know. The first one, I enjoyed it the first watch. The second one, I'm not sure how I felt about it. I think it was fine. I enjoyed the first one, but I'm not sure if I really enjoyed it or if I think I did. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Boy, you got a wonky arm. I can kind of see what I was doing now. I was trying to figure out how the hell to do that. But covering it in green stuff like I did was not the answer. That just made it look wonkier. Hey, there's a piece of metal. We found it. How's that look? That looks good. Yeah, we can work with that. Maybe a little bit more right back here. Yeah, the epoxy sculpt that I put on there to fill that gap, it just needed to be filed down a little bit. Yeah, I will get some of those. I'm thinking we'll use some of those skulls because I think faces are definitely one of the funnest parts to sculpt, and especially with the Krampus. I was thinking about this yesterday, that in order to make a model in 2 hours that I think people would actually like and be able to use, it still has a lot of detail and whatnot. I think we're going to be doing a good amount of robe work And then the main detail sculpting is probably going to be the hands as well as the head. I think those are the two main things that we need to spend the time on, and then a lot of the body is going to be hidden underneath the robes, and that would be a way that we could do that in 2 hours. Christmas Cat, on the other hand, USA Libertarian, welcome friend. I like Denis Villeneuve a lot, but I always leave his movies wishing he'd really gone for it. Denis Villeneuve, I need to look up that name. Oh, okay. So he's the director. Oh, he did 2049 too. And Arrival. What else did he do? Sicario. I've never seen Sicario. Blade Runner 2049 though. I was a fan of that. Okay. Alrighty. So we're going to take some green stuff, we're going to blend that, make these ears a little, that one's a little too tall. And I knew that was going to happen. That's okay though. Picking up the ears, boo-doo-boo, putting them back on a kitty boy. Put those ears back where you got them. We have ears at home. All right, hit that with a little bit more super glue. Try to raise this up a little bit. Okay. I'm going to be a director for you, Eli. I'll make movies for you. I would like that. Well, it depends. What kind of movies are we talking here, Mowgli? But I love the gumption, the desire to create. Artist Mowgli. Mowgli, the artist. Is it going to involve ramen shoes? I'm not saying I don't want that. It's like Saw. I've always liked the idea of making one piece in every genre. I've never watched One Piece, but I know a lot of people really like it. Man, I'm really happy with that shaman. He's going to be great. Also drink coffee. Oh, Mowgli. Bam. It's already drunked. I do think that I am going to go ahead and I'll take my pee break here. That way I don't have to make green stuff and then take the gloves off, go pee, put the gloves back on. I think it'll just be better if we do that. Sorry if it was a little scatterbrained this morning. I just had a lot of stuff I needed to talk to you guys about. And it's been so long. No, LOL, not One Piece, one movie in different genres. Oh! Well, I like that. I love that. Like a horror comedy. Hell yeah. Mowgli's gonna make the next Tetsuo of the Iron Man. Hell yeah, something real fucking insane. The next Mad God. Yeah, I was the other day thinking, I was like, man, someone mentioned Mad God being a horror movie, and I was just like, is Mad God a horror movie? And I was like, I guess, yeah, I guess technically. But yeah, I'm gonna go pee. I'll be right back. I'm also gonna blow my nose really loud. I don't want you guys to have to hear that. Booty boop, a beep boop 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 boop, a boop 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 boop, a boop 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 boop. I've missed you guys.
she comes, she's made of bronze and stone. And I'm just fur and teeth and blood and bitter angry bones.
And we're back. Also, over my little leave of absence for my sick days, I also was working on music for the stream. So yeah, we got music coming. It's gonna be good. If you guys like all the other music that's on here, I think you'll like it, because I made it too. But that is probably too much yellow. Too much yellow. But yeah, making music means that we can make videos. I'm trying to do the thing. Mad God is a horror adventure film for sure. Yeah, no, I think you are correct on that. It's good. It's good. I'm a fan of that Mad God. I think we're going to work on the chieftain. I need to make little teethies for all these little kitties. Junkhead is an adventure comedy, but most people mistake it for horror because it looks like a Tool music video at first. Hell yeah. Okay, we will watch it. I promise. I promise you we will watch it. I'm trying to make sure that we are both in a, hey, I'm excited to watch that movie mindset. Sometimes you're just not in the mood for a certain type of movie, and I really want to make sure that I pay attention to it as best as I can. So, oh, epoxy sculpt, sneaking around in your house. It's sentient now. Yeah. Good morning, Star. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I am sick, and I sound like it. But I sound better than I did the past couple of days. Hoo hoo hoo. And now it's time for some cats. Kitties, kitties, kitties. Let's give this kitty some horns. Ba-bam. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta mix this. Like a clown. Like a clown. Oh, I also got a haircut. I think it looks good. I'm happy with it. Feels good, that's for sure. Way less hair on my head. Oh no. Also, I did look into sweaters. The threading definitely is wild to deal with. Trying to figure out how to get it to look like anything has proven a little tricky. I'm not sure how you go about applying sweaters or graphics to sweaters outside of printing them, but instead of having them like stitched and it look right, it's a different little setup, apparently. Damn, look at that six-pack. Alrighty, let's grab some tools. Tools. We're gonna grab one of those too. Alrighty, and let's move the super glue way the fuck over there. Ba-da-dow, A boo doo doo. Here's a little kitty chieftain. Ba da da. Quit wiggling. What are you doing? Yeah. That looks good, right? Right there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead and get that neck. Hope everyone got a good Thanksgiving. I did. Hopefully you did as well. I was sick and homebound, but it was good other than that. All right, you. Where are you? There it is. Oh, I know that I mentioned Krampus and Christmas kitties, but I think that's gonna be a tomorrow thing because I thought I would be yapping for longer. In my head, I had so many things to talk about, but I went through them pretty quick. You know what I mean? Get under there. I'm just pushing that in. Okay, that horn's pretty firm, so we don't have to worry about wiggling it. Positives of brass. Not as much wiggling involved, by any means. Way less, actually. It's one of the main reasons we use brass. It's not as wiggly. Oh yeah, that's gonna be a kitty. Looks like a kitty to me. Bam bam. Kitty with a big hammer. Yeah, this is not a Christmas cat. This is just a different cat. I guess it could be a Christmas cat. He could show up on Christmas. I don't think Mordheim has Christmas, though. That'd be the worst Santa. Just an extremely angry cat boy. Beast man. Worst Santa. I'm gonna take these shoes off. I'm gonna get comfy. Those horns are too big, I think, so we're gonna have to probably deal with those now that I'm looking at them. Can we... Is that gonna hold? I think it will. There we go. Yeah, that's better. Beep boop bop. Okay. God, I'm gonna have to blow my nose again. I'm so sorry. Santa, but it's a Skaven running around with a bag of word stuff. I love that. Okay, I'm back. 9:12. I'm gonna raise my seat. Fuck this. I'm gonna change my shirt. It's too hot. I thought that would be good. Okay, I'm back. Much better. Okay. There was a new Mega Mech update recently, so I've been back on my spreadsheet simulator grind and got spreadsheet tier. It rocks. Hell yeah. I'm all about that. I love everything that I've heard about it because it just seems like a fun game where you just never know what you're gonna get. Oh, it's a little planet. It's time to fight. I love a long-term campaign. Those are fun. Yeah, that looks like a beefy neck. Beefy neck for a beefy boy. Yeah. So how about some horns? Beefy boy's gonna need some horns. Sorry if I'm too quiet. I'm struggling because my hearing is just like shit. I can't really hear out of my left ear. I'm prone to getting ear infections and it sucks. Positive note, it's not a double. That's the worst. That's when you feel like you're going insane. I took a garrison contract for the Lyran Alliance, landed on a planet and had a peaceful month or two where I got to focus on fixing up some mechs from a rough contract. Hell yeah, that sounds so cool. Just run a little business, a little operation, a little possum operation. It's good, it's good. Let's do this. Possum rations. It's like operation, but with possum. Might need to workshop the name a little bit more. Yeah, you guys can see them. And suddenly the Free Worlds League lands dropships on the planet, and I'm suddenly defeating its planetary invasion. They had a new module game where you now have to purchase and maintain the salvage crew to bring back the wreckage. Adds a whole new dynamic. That's awesome. I got my copy of Flames of Orion in, and it looks rad as hell. I'm really happy with how it looks. Steve did a very good job. I think I got number 89 or number 83. The one I got at Adepticon, I think, is number 90. I like when things are hand numbered. Just adds that little DIY scene to it. Yeah, we're getting there. And a new advanced medical system. And a new advanced medical system that can keep pilots out of action for significantly longer, so you have to keep shittier backup pilots. That's cool. Sometimes you gotta have those shitty backup pilots. I know that's how it is in the Vidya games. For old Battletech. Just like, oh yeah, that's my main. And so is that. And this is like, he gets the trash. My urban mech pilot who had to eject straight into a building, her mech was knocked prone and her fucking arm got severed. I had to pay for it. That's fucking rad. All of that's rad. That sucks about your pilot, but like the fact that that's like built into it, that's all that happening is cool, is what I mean. Like that it goes into that like granularity. That's some story building right there, man. No. There we go. This tool is not slick enough. Gotta get slicker, boop, 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 Nivea. Okay. So I gotta print out some skulls today, because we're gonna need those tomorrow for the Krampus. Yeah, I really want to play Flames, but just with everything else that I got going on, I know that I'm not going to be able to even really think about touching Flames until like March. And that feels like a really long time, but it's just like that's a reasonable, realistic timeline to where, hey, when do I think we're going to start messing with that? March at the earliest. But I'm very excited. I've got a little board already started. But that gives everybody time to enjoy the new Kickstarter book and do their own kind of stuff before I start doing my kind of stuff. So that's good. Yeah, it'll be a bit, but it'll be worth it, I promise. Ooh-wee. Little horns. Row. Yeah, that neck looks good. Very beefy. Beefy, but that's a beefy boy. Yeah, I fixed the mech up probably months before she could return to the field. Oh god, I had to put some V-string pilots into the cockpits because the FWO keeps on coming. Constant base assaults. That's intense. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I mean, it's not awesome that you're constantly being assaulted, but all the actual like levelness of the game that it's going into, that's awesome. So do you have choices that you have to make that are done through the spreadsheet? Or like does it just tell you what to do and you just choose your options? It seems like it would be very in-depth, like and very technical. We're gonna go ahead and put a little bit in the mouth there because I want that fixed before I have to keep looking at it. I don't want to keep looking at that. There's a hex map that you can deploy units on. Lance is set to patrol, scout the areas, and find enemies. Otherwise, depending on the enemy morale, little autocrest battles for you. That's awesome. Yeah, no, that all sounds awesome. Yeah, that sounds rad as hell. Spreadsheets, man. They've come a long way. Or maybe they were always just that rad. I don't think spreadsheets have always been that rad. Alrighty. So let's put some green on those smaller horns on the top. Currently tasked with defending something like 5 or 6 bases. That's intense. Okay, hold on. So because it's a fresh assault, the enemy morale was very high, and so the battles have been constant. So when more battles, the morale will deplete, and the rate of battles will dwindle. That's so rad. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Just like, yeah, every time we go and assault that, we all just die. Maybe we should not fuck with that guy anymore. I love when a game has, like, realistic morale. That was a big chunk of why I backed that 1918 game. It's pretty much all about morale and communicating between squads. And it's World War One, so you know I'm all about that. But I love a good game that has morale rules. That's a lot of bases to defend. I feel like that would be difficult. I feel like keeping track of that many things going on would be a little hard. So do you have a single point that you like deploy from if you're like guarding 6 bases, or does each of those bases have like a hangar and stuff where you can keep mechs? I would think that you have mechs stationed at each base. Sorry about the sick noises. If I could stop them, I would. It is nice to be back, though, even if I am sick. It's been weird not talking to you guys. Or streaming. I feel like just adding to me going crazy. For the most part, this first little bit of green stuff on these horns is mainly going to be there to add more onto. We need it as a base. So they don't have to be you just deploy in response to an attack. You usually have 3 or so days warning before a fight. Ah, that's cool. Now I think that makes sense. It's kind of how it is on the PlayStation game as well, where you know stuff's coming and then you have to choose where you deploy, but you've got like a central location. There we go. Okay. So here's a question for you. Okay, where I left off last night, there are 2 bases under attack within a day or so of each other. Man, that sucks. Just no rest. And just pounding on your bases. Pounding on your bases. One is a straight defend mission, the other is a personal evacuation and defend. Ooh, that's gnarly. So, do you have to deploy a team to both, or is there time to deploy one and then have to go deploy to the other? It's like if you've got to do some two-team kind of stuff, that could be intense, especially if one of them is like B team. I was going to ask, I noticed this yesterday while working on shirt designs, and I know that our beloved Minister of Slopaganda is from across the pond. Is there a different way to spell labyrinth, like without the Y's? Or was that just like a typo? And also, do we like it with the typo or without? Because I realized that like that first picture that Dark made, labyrinth, it's like, I want a labyrinth. There's no Y's. It's just Labrinth. I was like, is that intentional? Is that how British people spell it? It is slopaganda. So I like it. Either way. Team to both. I think the return time on the mission is 2 days. Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, that was too much. That was way too much super glue. That was the wrong super glue. Also, Eli, what are you doing? Using the wrong kind of super glue. That's how you end up with this problem. Quick, put something absorbent in there. Something more absorbent. Oh God. Okay. Well, now that that's... Well, the glove's got a hole in it now. Zip kicker. Take you over here. Give you a little spritz. Actually, we won't do a spritz. We'll just do a dab. Boop, boop, boop. And for those of you who could see, I just poked myself right in the mouth with those little horns, trying to blow on that. Poked in the mouth by this kitty. Tried to blow off some zip kicker. All right, I'm gonna blow my nose again. I'm sorry, guys. Labyrinth definitely has a Y. Okay, so I'll fix that. I think that was just a typo. It was very impromptu. So, I'm sure that's where the hang-up came from. God, I wish I could hear out of one of my ears. Well, both of them. I can hear out of one crack. Hi, Shankly. Oh, welcome back. We got kitties. They're angry. Angry kitties. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Yay, that's probably not the best way to find out if it's dried. But that's a way. Yeah. Okay, we'll let that set before we actually sculpt the horns properly. Adding more shape, definition to them. That's just to pretty much get the brass with some clay on it. That way I can shape them. Same thing with the ears. We'll touch that up after I've got the horns done. I don't want to mess anything up with that. I'm going to pull this hair out. Or not. Make sure that this is very smooth. So give me the hair. That one too. Okay. That boy's real wiggly. That should fix it though. Just a little bit of clay in there to tidy things up, as they say. As they say. Did the eagles get Mowgli? Maybe. The Lord of Eagles. Mowgli, Lord of Eagles. That's a good name. The biggest struggle with the defense of the invasion is I really only have 2 lances that can do a stand-up fight. So trying to keep those mechs in good repair and pilot safe is like, oh yeah, just constant attritional warfare. God, I gotta blow my nose again. Fuck me. I'll be right back. I hate this. I hate this. I hate being sick. I hate being sick. I'm a big old baby. All right. Kitty. Tail? Is it tail time? It might be tail time. I don't know. Let's see. Well, our Minotaur needs horns. That's definitely a thing that needs to happen. The feral cats don't have horns. They're gonna have little stumps. We gotta do those mouths. So that's not a job for green stuff yet. This is though. Let's go back to this little goofball. Get those horns nice and shaped up. Okay. Okay, yeah, they kind of got like a hunch, a bunch of muscle built up right there, which makes sense. Okay. Smooth that out. Also, logistical upkeep. It takes time on the scale of months to receive parts from off planets. You constantly have to try and stay stocked up or rip the part you need off another mech. I love that. Very Flames-esque. Just constantly scavenging and scrapping. That's so good. Mechs. I like when mechs have to be repaired using parts, so it just looks very jank. Very necessity. Lived in. Yeah. We're getting it. We're getting it. Hey, sorry about that, guys. We'll zoom out just a little bit. He's a little bit smaller. Trying to keep him in the focal point. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Pretty much I'm just beefing up that neck. Giving it kind of a neck. It didn't really have much of one. this. Yeah, and use that little wedge. That's more than what we wanted. There we go. Yeah. Nice shoulder. Okay. Over here. Whoop. Get that back. I'm very excited about the paint area because that is such a big chunk of what I do. It involves painting, or at least applying paint, if you don't want to call it painting. So I'm excited about that. Being able to set up in there and not have to be like, oh, I'd show you this, but I don't have a way to film it. It's just like, hey, I did that and getting the music ready so I can actually make videos on what I'm doing as opposed to just doing nothing but streams, I think is also a very big step in the right direction. Definitely took time, but again, it's just trying to make sure that I do things in the right order, to make sure I meet deadlines, meet goals, that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm setting them for myself, but it's because I've got an overarching idea of how this works. Okay, I had a battle armor squad, 4 dudes in power armor, hell yeah. That was climbing on top of a down mech to tear it apart and kill the pilot. My allies shot the mech and the fusion reactor went wild. Oh god. It's not supposed to happen, but I'm playing with small rules that let it happen and they got nuclear fried. That's awesome. That's so good. Just, alright, time to take it. Oh no! I like that. I'm a very big fan of, if it's a big robot, when it dies, it needs to be devastating. That's one of my favorite things about Titanicus, is just the catastrophic nuclear, or catastrophic reactor, meltdown. Oh my god, I love it. I love that, one thing happening can just change the course of an entire game because, you're about to level a city block with an explosion. If not even more, a couple blocks. It's good. Yeah, getting those little muscles tightened in there. Yeah, the option roll is pretty lenient. If the engine takes a certain amount of damage in a turn, you roll 2 dice, and on a 10 up, it goes off. Hell yeah. It's based on the rating of the engine, how powerful and devastating. Yep, I love it. That's, yeah, very much like Titanicus, depending on the, like, scale, a reactor going critical. Like, a reactor going off on a warlord is exponentially more nightmare-inducing than like a warhound. It's just like, it's a much bigger reactor. A lot scarier. A lot more damning for everyone in the area. But yeah, same with that's very similar to how it works in Titanicus. It doesn't always happen, but when it does, it can be really scary. Same thing with like ordnance. Depending on the weapons that you're like Titan is carrying, when they go off, it can cause a bigger explosion. I love it. I love it. So on some of the mechs that need a fuck huge reactor to even be able to walk, they create massive explosions. Yep. So be very careful when you reach inside a mech and punch its ammo bins, because they'll likely cascade into a reactor and then possibly make the reactor critical. Exactly. I love it. Sometimes you just need, yeah, just go fuck around and find out. And next thing you know, everything's gone. You're gone, it's gone. That ammunition supply just went critical, eh? And sometimes that's all you really need. Like, man, what am I doing with my life? I was just working at a company, fixing mechs up, and then I got thrown into this cockpit, and then I watched a new star be born after I shot at a guy. Shot a guy. Alrighty. Get that weird little collarbone in there. Fill that in. Little dip. When he finally fixed up a junker to pristine condition and it gets dragged back as yeah, just all that time, all that work, and it's just destroyed again. Yeah, that would be pretty depressing. Being anyone that works on a mech and watching it leave and knowing that it's going to come back and you're going to have to do all the work you just did again, if it comes back at all. That'd be pretty rough mentally. Just have that included as part of the tables. It's just like, yeah, eventually the morale gets really bad and your guys just refuse to fix anything because they know there's no point. That's a gnarly addition. that might remove a little bit too much fun. Had to fire my whole crew because everyone hates fixing things because they know they're going to be destroyed. Yeah, that's good. We'll work on that other little shoulder, and I think we're going to call it. Yep, B-57, so that's about on time. Yeah, poor mech techs. Always having to deal with the pilot's bullshit. Been watching G-Quox still, enjoying it. I am a fan. I would recommend it. I really like that it's an alternate take on the One-Year War. Like that, I didn't see that coming. Pretty rad. It's got a lot of good big robot fights. If and you like them. Yeah, man. No, that would be a bummer. Just being like, oh yeah, it's gonna be unstoppable, and it just comes back in as just literally fucking metal on legs, just barely anything left. Well, that's heartbreaking. Mm-hmm. I apologize for all the sniffles, everyone. I am sick, though. I can't do anything about it. Yeah, we got some progress done today on these cat boys. This is good. Got to explain all the things that we got going on in the distillery. Got to give an idea of what the plan is for streaming this week, as well as what I'm working on in the background. Yeah, so I feel like we got a lot done today. At least I feel like we did. Now, whether physically we did or not, that is yet to be seen. Most things, I feel like we'll go back in and add further definition to these muscles once this is dry, and we can do a little bit more on top of that. That is not new, which is why it's not moving. Margot Hare, get out of there. Okay. Getting those shoulders built up. Yeah, that looks even. And it is 10. No, it censored me. What did it censor you? What were you trying to say, Possum? Always getting censored. No. All right, it is 10, so we're gonna put this last bit of green stuff on here and then we're gonna call it a day. Oop. Where are you going? Probably chest. Yeah, chest. We're gonna go chest. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll add another little collarbone in there on the other side later, but I think that's okay for right now. Oh, and of course I touched the back. And the sides, apparently. Good. Right there. Okay, I had a soldier who had physical, had violent psychotic episodes. He was a very skilled soldier, but I had to let him go because he kept taking other places. Oh, yeah. Well, that's great. I like that it handles that. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me this morning. And thank you for dealing with me being sick. So, should just be, you know, better from here, but I'll probably still sound like shit tomorrow. But by the end of the week, who knows? Maybe I'll be good. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I missed you all. It was a lonely 3 days. Well, 5. So, as always, thank you so much for your time. It is the one thing that you have that is finite. So any of it at all that you like to spend with me truly means the world to me. Entertaining my Mega Mac rack. I'm like, oh, absolutely. No, I'm down. It sounds rad. It sounds rad. I wish that I had the time to play or to check it out, but it seems like it would be a lot to take in, and I've just got too much shit on my plate. Also, God, I wish I could hear out of my left ear. Anywho, yeah. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to put these guys in the cabinet, and we'll be doing some Christmas cats and Krampuses. So I'm excited. It'll be fun. I'll get some little skulls printed. That way I can focus on the heads, because I think faces are probably the most important aspect. So I want to make sure that I devote enough time with that. But yeah, until tomorrow, thank you so much for your time. Be good to yourselves and to each other, and always sit pretty. Be proud of who you are. I'm trying to think. Shit. Yeah, if you want to support me, you can do so with the link in the description at the fourth wall, which there will be shirts on there this week. I've been designing them, so now it's just a matter of publishing them once I'm really happy with what they look like. Yeah, I think that's it. Until next time, thank you guys again so much. Take care. Bye, friends.